Have you been feeling that the air this period has been very hot? Don't think that that's a bad weather. That's not bad weather at all. That's simply what is called climate change. And this climate change has been affecting our life in different ways negatively. That will be affecting food production, of our overall health, and even the environment as a whole. I'm your environmental doctor, and if you can give me just 6 minutes of your time, I will be able to break down this complex word called climate and how you can save money from this video, and how you can able to save energy, and also your expenditure will be cut off. Stay tuned. So, what is climate all about? But what gave birth to climate? And now, what is now climate change? Let's explain these three things. What gave birth to climate is weather. Then what is weather? In this part of the world I am now, it is sunny over here. In your side, it might be rainy. In the other part of the world, it might be windy. So this change in atmospheric temperature, our day-to-day change in weather pattern or atmospheric temperature, is what is called weather. So when this weather compound over time for a period of 30 to 35 years, we have what is simply called climate. You see now, climate cannot occur if weather does not occur. So let me give you some instance. Like, your photo, yesterday you took some photos, and this photo, you store them in your photo gallery. Just that photo you took yesterday can be called weather. That means your entire collection of photo gallery is called climate. Then, what is now climate change? Climate change is just the drifting away of the predicted weather pattern. Let me give an instance. If July, it must rain, or it must rain. Farmers know that July, it must rain. And unfortunately, July, it's just sunny throughout. That means it has shifted or drifted away from the normal pattern, which we all know. That's what they call climate change. So, how does this climate change occur? Ordinarily, God provided us with a natural blanket called the atmosphere. But we humans are creating an extra blanket. Let me tell you how we do that. When we burn fossil fuel, that means especially petrochemical materials like our water bottles, plastic water bottles, our nylon, some of our clothes we wear that we put on. When we burn all these things, they release some gases, right? They release especially nitrogen oxide, sulfur oxide. They release all these gases into the atmosphere. Some gases like carbon dioxide, methane gases, water vapor, all these gases go into the atmosphere and form an extra blanket. But how does climate change occur? Let me give you again. When the sun shines, the sun releases a lot of rays to the earth. One of the rays are called infrared radiation, which is a form of heat. This infrared radiation will pass through the atmosphere and hit us to warm the environment. So our sea we absorb some of this heat, our land we absorb some of this heat, even your car absorbs heat, stone absorbs heat, any object that is exposed to this heat absorbs heat. Then during the night, our beautiful night that we all are sleeping, some of this heat will not be going back to space. But because of the extra blanket we humans have created, which I mentioned before, this extra blanket will now hold these rays. They will not send them back to Earth. So the temperature of the environment will now become hotter. That is why in the night you feel this intense heat. You'll be sweating profusely. These are the results of this our effect. So now, how do we cure this? What is the measure to this? How do we prevent this from happening? We cannot prevent this from happening if we don't know the health effect and also the overall effect of this heat on our body. Like now, I've taken over 6 sachets of water, which I'm not supposed to take. Some people take 10, 20, 50 sachets of water, which is not supposed to be so. So, it leads to dehydration. Our organs, if our organs are exposed to too much heat, it will result to what they call, because some of our organs are made up of protein. So it's just what they call coagulum. They will coagulate. Food scarcity. According to WHO and FAO, that is Food and Agriculture Organization, it has been recorded that in 2030 there will be very high amount of food scarcity. That means there might not be enough food for us to eat. So what are we going to do? That's what this climate change can result to. I'm not even talking about rise in water temperature. This climate change has resulted to melting of glaciers, or as simply called ice. In Arctic region or in Atlantic region, there's what they call glaciers. Glacier is like mountain of ice. So now, when there's too much temperature, like as I'm sweating now, when there's too much temperature, this ice will start melting, and it will rise the sea level, resulting to what? Flooding automatically. Just imagine that house you bought in Banana Island or Ikoyi, in a year time, flood, swiped it away. Or that house you bought, that dream house you have been buying, before you know, a couple of years later that you just bought the house was destroyed, flood everywhere. How negative it is to you, how painful it is. These are the negative effects. So how can we prevent this? I will tell you, part of the problem we are experiencing, part of the climatic change we are experiencing, we caused part of that. And if we cause part of that, I tell you, with a collective effort, we can solve part of that. One, we need to invest in solar energy. We need to invest in renewable energy. We should avoid or limit our usage of petrochemical materials, of petrochemical energies. Something like our petrol, our gasoline, our kerosene, our gas. Our oil, we should reduce our usage and invest more on this renewable energy. I've heard that they have EV cars. That means electric vehicles. We should also invest in wind energy, right? We should invest in wind energy. With all this put in place, everywhere will be safe. In the comment section, what country you are in, what are you experiencing at the moment, and what country you are in, what are you experiencing at the moment. Like, subscribe, and share this video to people that it resonates with.